Hello everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. I am Genesis013, and as you can see, we are in a graveyard. Just for you guys to know, this is at the backmost way of the Firelink Shrine. So if you just follow where you meet Framped, and just go to the hook a left afterwards, you'll go down these stairs and you'll be down here. But either way, we're going to be heading down into the Catacombs and hopefully deeper in to find Nito in order to collect his Lord Soul. In the best way we know how. Glorious murder! And currently it's actually raining outside, so that's kind of interesting. Kind of adds a little bit more of a moody atmosphere. Especially considering I'm going to a very terrible place. I'll say this right now. One thing I would highly suggest you do when if you're going down here, no matter what, it makes your life much easier to have a divine weapon. So, off screen, while you guys weren't actually here to see it, I went to the trouble of getting back my old bastard sword and turned it into a divine weapon through the divine ember we got off of the Moonlight Butterfly a long time ago. And the reason that I'm getting a divine weapon, because most skeletons in this dungeon actually are able to respawn, but if they're killed with a divine weapon, they're actually unable to do so. However, the whole of them respawning is actually just is only temporary until you kill the source, until you kill what actually is causing them to be as such. And skeleton, no, I'm busy, thank you. So yeah, as you can tell, there's a lot of skeletons here. I've been half tempted, and while I was grinding to get this weapon up and just kind of getting myself ready for this, I've been sort of trying to figure out what I was going to do with this place, because there's technically two ways you can go about through this dungeon. One is, just going through the actual place itself. Stop that. Just kind of it's just going through the dungeon normally and just, skipping through half of everything, which is kind of the better way to do it, I prefer at least. But then there's, actually going through the way in which there's, a whole lot of content. You meet some people and you get some interesting treasure. So, all my ramblings aside, I figured I'm going to go through the long way and show you guys what you can actually find through the catacombs. Mostly because it's gonna make up for it when we get to Nito, because I'm gonna make a foot race to him, because forget that noise. You'll understand why. You'll understand when we get down there. But for now, I'm just gonna kindle this fire and reverse my hollowing. The kindling I don't really need to do. I don't know. It's just a habit. I tend to kindle this fire when I'm able to, just so I can at least be. It's better to have the S-list than to be sorry, in my opinion. I've always seen it that way, at least. Of course, evil skeletons. You can just run past these guys because you can actually get out of their range before they fully reform, and they'll just kind of stay there going, what's going on? I don't know. And over here, there is yet another necromancer, who I'm gonna see if I can actually tap him. Oh, that is wonderful. That is something. I got kicked out. Oh, my internet has been so faulty that this has now happened. That is just beautiful. That's beautiful. So yeah. Well, I guess I won't have to worry about being invaded now. Not that I was kind of really fretting about that, because that would have been kind of cool. Oh well. That's really embarrassing to see. That's really embarrassing. I truly apologize, guys. I really apologize for that. But either way, that brings us back to where we were here, so I'm just gonna make it easier on myself and just get rid of that annoying necromancer, because screw that man. Pretty much when you kill a when you have killed a necromancer, you can just kill those skeletons. You can kill the skeletons in that specific area normally, and they will just die. And they will just die regardless, which is so good. It is so much better when you can get, which is usually. How am I trying to say this? It's usually a very accepted norm that people try to get rid of the necromancers as quickly as possible. In fact, an actual preferred method throughout this part is usually just rushing. Is literally just kind of making suicide charges in and out just to kill the necromancers. Basically, that's an accepted practice. Basically. Archers, you're going to make things annoying. Although I will say I like the animation that the skeletons do use, because some of them are kind of beyond silly. Like the one with the Falcon skeleton here, he tried literally doing a corkscrew at me, basically. A suicidal dive at me, which can be funny. I'm not too sure, but I think you can be able to parry. You can parry these guys at times. Again, I don't know, so do not quote me on this. Oh, but they can parry you. I totally forgot. That's actually one thing you want to be careful when you're going through here your first time, because you can be parried by these guys, and they are terrible when they do so. But killing these two guys will allow you to get a halberd weapon known as Lucerne, which, admittedly, I have used a few times. It's not my favorite to use, mostly because it's really slow. I don't like how it moves. Halberds are sort of slow in general, but out of all of them, it feels like Lucerne is the slowest of them, which to me that's not something I like using, because usually when I go for weapons, I generally try to go for the faster variants, go for what hits fast and hits hard. So Lucerne isn't really my favorite in that category because of so. There's nothing behind. There's nothing here. So never mind. Oh, yep, there are. I should mention now there are these statues you'll see throughout the place. If you see a statue with the child on it, you're going to be entering a spike trap. Stupid archer. Ah. Ah. I hate the archers. They're just so annoying. And over here is a soul item, I believe, which is, yeah, here we go. And over there is our next necromancer, and we have more of these lovely exploding heads that we met in New Londo. Of course, I should be more careful and conservative how I run through things, because that can get too big. And that should teach you how to respect me. Yeah. I'm so bad at landing that vertical strike nowadays. I'm usually very good at comboing those. And again, I haven't been using the Bastard Sword at all. I've been using the Moonlight Greatsword nowadays. I'm so used to them shockwaves. I think they're so good. There we go. See, that was the plan, basically. Although there's one part in this I'm kind of nervous that there's. The only problem with going the long way that I personally have problems with is there's a certain part that is really unforgiving, and I'm not looking forward to meeting those guys. Oh, and over there you see a lovely guy with an eagle shield and a spear. Well, it doesn't look like a spear, but just trust me on that, it's a spear. We'll be meeting him very shortly, but for now we're just going to push the switch, which moves that bridge. This is actually Catacombs can be sort of an interesting place in PvP, because you can just, if you want, you could just kill the host by literally dropping a bridge off, moving the bridge out from under them. Believe me, I have seen that happen before. It's interesting, funny, and cruel all at the same time. That's really my best way to describe that. Oh no, I moved the guy's ribcage out of the way. So, mind coming with me, Mr. Skeleton? You don't want to set your local... Yeah, that's what I wanted to avoid. I wanted to avoid upsetting your local necromancer. Wait, I can... I can pillage nothing. Hooray! That's interesting. And just gonna run around and give him a quick backstab just so we can get him out of the way. You can't... I would say if it's your first time, I would highly suggest going through here. Going through here the full way. Usually because you'll need it. There is something you can get off the necromancers that you're going to probably need. That leads to a shortcut that leads to a different off a beaten path area that gives you a little extra item. But I want to go down here first, just so I can get everything. Just so I can kill off the rest of the skeletons down here. And over here, there's another spike trap, with another soul item. It's kind of intriguing how they throw that there, but also kind of jerkish. And just really, there's not a whole lot for me to say here. We're just killing off the rest of these skeletons basically. There is actually the one thing I will say about the Catacombs I do like is it actually is home to possibly my favorite weapon in the game, my absolute favorite weapon. And if I can, I'm gonna try to show you guys how you can get it for yourselves. Because there's two ways, and I think I'm going to do the other way because I don't need I'm not going to need a person later on anyway. There's no point, rather. Ow! I should also mention as well, once you go down here, I believe Vince, Nito, and Rhea, the people from Thurlin we met, they should finally leave the Firelink Shrine now, I believe. To which, going past these two statues, I will try to stick you. We'll give you a Soul of a Proud Knight. This is another shortcut that is currently blocked off at the moment, but I believe they shouldn't be too far away, or I'm completely out of my mind, which is also possible. So I need to remember where I'm going. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Okay, I remember. Don't worry. So now we need to go back. We need to go back up because we got to meet up with the ever so kind person that lives over there. So we're going to use this shortcut basically, which we go over here, which will break part of the floor away. Oh my god! Oh my god! There, and apparently there's a lot of crystal lizards here that I never knew about. Whoa! Okay, apparently I don't know where I am now because this is completely... I don't remember this part of the Catacombs. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like another place... Oh, okay. Yeah, another broken part of the floor, and this takes me... Okay, that brings me here. That's not where I wanted to go, so... Bollocks. Well, that was kind of a bit of a detour. Kind of an adventure. Not the one I had planned. Ow! But an adventure nonetheless. Oh, wait. Let's go here. Oh, that was a bad idea. Well, since I don't need to use the Divine Sword for a good while, I'll meet you guys back. I'll meet you back where I died, so I'm just gonna moonlight it up a bit and also reverse my hollowing once more, so I'll see you guys in a bit then. Okay, so we're back with where we died, and more importantly, we have our souls back. Away. Regrettably, I have to say I don't exactly remember how to get over to him. I tried making a. I don't remember how to get over. I don't remember how to get over to him. So. Oh. And the only other thing I can think of is just going down through here. Basically, is going down this place, which is where we were supposed to go. Oh wait. Wait, never mind. Okay. Yeah. So we're still going the right way. This is the door. This is the door we saw above that was blocking the way. Over here, that is actually the body that holds the weapon, my favorite weapon, basically. I'm gonna show you guys how to get that. I'm gonna show you how to get you guys that. So let's get back to where are you, skeletons? I'm just gonna keep my sword out for now because there's conflict. So yeah, it shows you the stairs. This is the stairs I was trying to jump earlier because I thought I could make it. Sadly, I was poorly mistaken. Hello. I will say, because the guys over here, just for you guys to know, and if you're going down here normally, I would highly suggest you do this. Over here, behind that spiked statue, is a fake wall, which, if you follow this hallway, will grant you a second bonfire. I'm just gonna light this one. I'm not gonna really use it because I'd rather be tied to the bonfire above. Because there's a second thing I'm gonna show you, because once I get down through most of the crowd down here, I'm gonna go through I'm gonna show you guys the shortcut way. So I will now introduce you to possibly the most scumbaggish person in the game. And no, actually, I am not prepared. I am a sorcerer.
That's true. I know what it is. You've come for the kids, haven't you? Well, whatever it is, this place is treacherous. You watch your step.
Oh, it is treacherous. I should let you guys know now. Just so you know his name, this man is known as Patches the Hyena, also known as Trusty Patches. And man, this is bad. As you can see, he pulled the bridge for us. But if you were to run down that bridge, he would try to pull it. Would pretty much instantly pull this lever to kill you with the bridge. He will meet you later on as well, which he does try to get you killed once more. If you didn't do what I did and kill him, you can later on get him later on as a merchant, but I don't really need him because all he's good for is if you're running miracles, which I'm not doing because I'm a scumbag. So I'm gonna make this jump over here, which is where I want to go. Go down this ledge. You'll be back over here, and you'll safely walk away with the Great Scythe, which literally is my baby. This is a beautiful weapon. I would highly suggest you're using this if you're going for a more dex build, because it's so much easier. I'm just going to drop down here to see where it takes me. Oh, actually! Oh. That's actually where this is actually where I want to go. Love it. Oh, okay, yeah. So, I'm going to show you down here briefly. There's actually there's a Titanite demon for us. He probably seems completely out of place for you. He probably will seem completely out of place, but believe me, there's a reason for him to get out. Hello, Mr. Titanite demon. How are you doing today? Oh! Okay, so I died again. Although this does actually work, this does kind of work more in my favor because now I can show you a shortcut. Now I can show you the now I can actually show you the shortcut, which leads you actually to him. So once more, I'm just going to reverse my hollow because I can need it. I'm amazed that I was destroyed as I did, and I'm turning Cuban without even touching the fire. I love it when I've been able to glitch that part of the fire out, that part of the animation out sometimes. It does kind of make me it makes me giddy sometimes. But either way, I promised I was going to show you the rest of the way, but frankly, since I'm at the point where I can use the shortcut, I really do not want to be bothered to do so. So basically what you want to do is you want to kill these 3 skeletons. If you haven't killed the main necromancer, just run past them, and you want to go to this specific corner. Because down under there is where you're landing, and you just want to do a simple roll. And you will be right here. Skeleton heads at all times, if you're able to. And basically, if you've done that, you've reached exactly where I died, and the Titanite Demon will be straight down there. You can do there is another 2 drops you can do that will take you straight to not only the very bottom of the Catacombs, but also to where the boss is. Which I'm going to probably do soon, or I'm probably going to try to explore the rest of this place, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to be careful with you. Oh, you are going to be slow today. Well, I'm going to just give you all the dark magic. Yeah! I'll steal your demon titanite that I don't need. I will take my soul back. Over here, pretty much behind the titanite demon, is the eyes, or 3 eyes of death, which is actually useful because you can actually enter the covenant now. You can actually be able to enter the covenant by means of going nestling inside this coffin. You can actually do this extremely early in the game, in the middle, and you can literally do this the first part of your game, basically. If you do this jump and run past here and basically bravely run past the Titanite Demon, go directly behind him, steal this corpse, run past him quickly, assuming you're not dead, and make your way to the coffin and just hide here and hope to God that you can actually, that the shortcut will actually get to you before the Titanite Demon kills you. Because sadly, once you enter the coffin, you kind of have to wait around in here inside this coffin for it to work. It's kind of like the shortcut back. It's kind of the way to. It's like the way to the Northern Undead sound. How you have to wait for Kara first. So yeah, just resting in the coffin. Vaultier, I will say, you look rather comfortable. You look very comfy. Alright, so pretty much I like this kind of, I like the little cutscene they show for this. The giant skeleton kind of closes the tomb over us. And we should be appearing, okay, there we go. I have no idea how, I really don't know how this works. Because, and literally you will never, and fun fact, you'll never see this coffin when you go, you'll never see this coffin again if you go here the other direction. But and this is also kind of a minor spoiler, because welcome to the Tomb of the Giants. More specifically, this is the chamber room of Nito, the first of the dead. And there he is right there in his lovely coffin, sleeping. You can create it, you can pretty much, I'm just going to do this now because I don't think I've entered any covenants at this point, so I'll join him. Why not? And I think I could use some Gravelording in my life. But just simply joining him, you'll get the Miracle of the Gravelord's Sword Dance as well as the Gravelord's Sword, which, I'll say this now, I love how that weapon looks. Just so you can get a good example. This, I can't really see in this sort of light, but it's basically a giant sword made out of bones. And here's the lore for it, just so you know. The sword wielded by the servants of Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead, crafted from the bones of the fallen. The miasma of death exudes from the sword. a veritable toxin to any living being. And I guess I should also give the one for the sword dance, which is a miracle known only by the servants of the first dead, Gravelord Nito. Giant Gravelord swords jut out in the vicinity. Nito sleeps deep within the giant catacombs, quietly overseeing all death and waiting for his servants to usher in the Eye of Death. Sadly, being a member of the Gravelord Covenant itself isn't as rewarding as you would imagine, because the tiny technical difficulty is you can't actually use it until you're in New Game Plus. So basically, what it does allow you though is allows you to randomly Gravelord someone's world, creating black phantoms of enemies in an area. So in essence, you can actually make the game slightly harder for someone else until they'd actually invade your world to kill you. So it's something I haven't done before. So I think I'll do that with Voltaire. It'll be fun. But even so, we're finally back out, and I'm going to show you the last bit of the shortcut while I'm here, while I'm so sane and able. Basically, I'm gonna stop saying well basically. All you need to do now for the shortcut is just make a drop from here. And you will reach a lovely corpse with a soul and a summoning sign with possibly one of my favorite characters, Paladin Leeroy. Oh my god, man, you guys do not know about Paladin Leeroy. Also, there is also probably one of the worst enemies of the game right here. Bone wheel skeletons. Dear God, these things are terrifying. But Leeroy here is going to make life easier because Mr. Leeroy happens to just not give a single flying fuck about anything. And I do mean that sincerely. But, you know, just so we don't have evil skeletons following me, we're just going to continue going through this way because we are actually at the boss. Well, I say he's a boss, but really he's kind of not. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up my pursuers right away and just drop down. Welcome to Pinwheel. This was a servant of This was a servant of Nito who eventually used his powers, who actually decides to use the powers of the Gravelord himself in order to continue a certain research. There are some interesting theories about him, but for the most part he's able to make copies of himself, but as you can tell he's pretty pathetic as Leeroy just killed him. Without even, well, I was trying to explain. And even then, you saw my pursuers nearly destroying him. Pinwheel basically is possibly the easiest boss in the game. The only time he's actually remotely difficult is if you're fighting him right off the bat when you're just fresh and new. And every time you kill him, you'll get both the Rite of Kindling and one of the three masks that he is wearing. The mask of the father, the mother, or the son. Or child, actually. But here's the lore of the Rite of Kindling. The secret rite allows bonfires to be boosted further with kindling, so that even more estus can be collected. Kindling was a sacred rite passed down among clerics, but all undead can imitate the process in the similar manner that they restore their hollowing with humanity. How peculiar that humans found little use for humanity until they turned undead. Gonna leave that for you, and well, not sure if I should, but. Derp Mask of the Father, one of the three masks of the Pinwheel, the necromancer who stole the power of the Gravelord and reigns over the Catacombs. This mask, belonging to the Valiant Father, slightly raises the equipment load. This mask is actually very infamous among people. Actually, all the masks are very infamous, but the Mask of the Father, I believe, is the more infamous out of all three of them, due to a certain PvP build that involves legend.